Hey everyone, Tom here. Welcome back to another What Remains of Edith Finch. In the last video we learnt about Molly Finch, and this is her room in here. So that was her episode in the last one, and of course we're now moving on to the next small part. So let me just quickly make the other one that I just did live. So yeah. Let's move on to...
later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
That's very interesting.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
This is Great-Grandma.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
That's so cool.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Her bathroom's a bit weird though. Let's explore this room though. So I think the book's over here.
Her room was like a museum.
Yeah, look, there's a peephole. So you could have peeped into all these rooms before coming into them. Obviously we didn't. There's an oxygen tank, which means she was possibly
The only
not
trace
very
Grandma
well,
Sam's
which is...
first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
You don't say. Right, let's go and...
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Okay. No, 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 no. What are you doing?
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Okay, cool, we can go back. Right, because we need to go back and look at the grandma thing.
Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
Really? It's kind of sad when people go, anyway.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
Uh-oh.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
So... it's so weird, in a way. Right, let's go through the secret hatch. I'm glad that you could go back there and watch that, of course. Here's a course for you. Oh, this room's cool.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom, and he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore he'd never be afraid again, and he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him
This is not gonna
that
end
it
well.
was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's
I
what
feel like
wanna
I've always
remember
wanted
about
to
my
do
brother.
this. This is so high.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
This is so cool. It's so cool going and exploring a house like this.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Yeah, but Calvin's. Let's see if there's something about Sam. Sam must have a book.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Okay, nothing else to look at. This is
The
pretty cool.
passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Right, so
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
you look,
Barbara was
we're
a
going
child
into
star for
Barbara's.
2 years, until America grew out of it.
So obviously we're going to go look around these rooms before we move on to the next one.
Whenever
next
people
room.
ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
So that you could have looked in all the rooms.
My grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin. As a kid, I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of. The last time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
It's cool that you can go. I'm going to go around and look at all these rooms before we move on to Barbara's room. Because we can do Barbara's room in the next one. But we walked in there first and then we came in this room.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
I think she fell out of a window. Just not exactly the best way to go.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Okay guys, so I think we're going to leave the episode here. I know that we said that we were going to do it in some sort of 15-minute episodes, but we're moving on to Barbara's room now, so...
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
So yeah, we're going to leave the episode here, because we've done 2 of the characters, and we don't want to finish with the game so fast. So, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Also, we're going to... Apparently we're going to get back in this box. But, yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of looking around... is it Edith Senior's room, and Calvin and Sam's room. Obviously, I don't think Sam had a story. But next episode, we're obviously going to look around Barbara's room here. Barbara Finch. And see what we have in store. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. There's a video on the right of the screen, which is linked to a playlist now, of all of the Edith Finch, what happened to Edith Finch videos on the channel. And there's a video on the left of the screen which says you do recommend a video, especially for you guys. And I hope to see you guys in the next one by clicking the subscribe button in the middle to stay up to date with all the channel videos. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.